So ever since I was 6, I would go to my grandma's house for the summer in the country. And she has this huge house, lots of land and cows, and just country stuff. So when I was about 12, I met this boy, gorgeous, loved him. We had like this little relationship thing going on, like a summer fling. And when I was 15, that's when we started going out on dates and we played like putt. One night I was sitting down, and this was during the time when like Sinister 2 was coming out and the really scary commercials were playing. I was texting this boy that I had a thing with. It was pitch black, and I texted him. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so scary. I need someone to protect me. Just like cringy 15-year-old flirting, I guess you could say. So he texted back and he was like, oh, I'll come and protect you, whatever. Like, it was kind of cute. And so I sent him my address, like as a joke. I didn't know he was actually going to show up. And so he called me and he was like, hey, I'm at your grandma's house. And I was like, oh my God. So he snuck out of his house and he stole his mom's car. When he came, I told him to hide his car in the pasture. He probably came around like 1 o'clock in the morning. We were just like talking and just dancing in the moonlight. I really liked this kid. I never had a boyfriend before. Never had like a first kiss. And he was kind of just staring at me. And I was like, what are you staring at? Like, is something wrong? And he just like grabbed my face and he just started kissing me. And I like literally did not know what to do. And he was like trying to make out with me. Of course, I was like, yeah, like I'm getting my first kiss with like the guy that I'm like in love with, like I'm 15. I've been in love with him for like 3 years now. But I was like so nervous because I didn't know what I was doing. Finally, I pulled away and I said, oh, I can't breathe. And then I just like hugged him to like avoid eye contact with him. And he just started laughing at me, just like super cringy, 15-year-old relationship stuff. Anyways, he's left around like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I didn't go to bed till like 6 o'clock that morning. And I had to go back home to my hometown that day. So I woke up. And my grandma came in and she was like, hey, did you go outside last night? And I was like, oh, crap. She found out. And I was like, yeah, like I went outside. I was just walking around in the pasture. And she was like, oh, okay, well, we saw footprints in the grass. And I was like, oh, no. And I was like, yeah, I just wanted to clear my mind, She's like, okay, like sometimes we do that. So she drove me back home because like I didn't have a license. So she had to drive me. And later that day, she texted me. She said, if you don't tell me who else was with you that night, I'm telling your parents. I was freaking out. I like almost threw up. I like almost peed myself. And I had to confess. I had to tell her like, oh, it was so-and-so. Like he came over. I'm so sorry. She said, okay, well, you're going to have to tell your parents now. I never told my parents, but that's my first kiss story. So yeah.
Oh my God, and we totally jumped off the cliff and had to swim all the way to shore because the dog chased us all the way to the end. Oh.